Everybody's gonna hate me after this one.
Click over to budgetvapors.com to get some of my most favorite flavors in the entire industry for 15% off using my promo code GabeSentya. When you use my promo code over on Budget Vapors, you can get 120 milliliters of premium e-liquid for just $8.49. Also available on budgetvapors.com is my juice line. The Light Designs liquid line is available in 60 and 120 milliliter bottles. Both my juice line and the many delicious Budget Vapors flavors are developed in a high quality lab down in Florida. When you pick up my juice line or use my promo code, it really helps keep the Light Designs program going, so thank you all so much for helping support the channel. I really appreciate it.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Gaby, and today on the program we are going to be reviewing this 2008 Buell Blast. Now, I have gone on record multiple times saying that I don't like Harleys. I don't like the way they look, I don't like the way they sound, I don't like the whole message behind them, I don't like the company. I don't really like anything about Harleys at all, except for maybe Eric Buell, who made this bike. I'm a big sucker for an underdog story, sticking it to the man, sticking it to the big corporations. And if you're unfamiliar, the bike behind me is a creation by the guy named Eric Buell. I wish this bike was made by Stephen Brule.
This man called Steve, who was not me, took me out on his motorcycle.
It's funny to imagine bears riding motorcycles.
At first I was scared because they looked a little rough. I thought they were going to beat me up.
Come on, check it out. Essentially, he wanted to make an American sports bike, and he used Harley engines for it and Harley parts for it. For a while, Harley was on board, and then they weren't on board. So, this is one of his creations. Now, he made some really cool bikes, like the Lightning Bolt and the Thunder Cloud or whatever. This is one of them. This is the Buell Blast. Now, this is like his entry-level bike. I just want to add a disclaimer, okay? This is the best possible example that you can get in 2020 of a Buell Blast. This bike has 6,400 miles on it and was owned by an older rider who took it out every now and then, took really good care of it. It's pretty much a brand new bike. It has some scuffs and scrapes on it from it being in and out of his garage and stuff like that, but this is the best possible example that you can get these days of a Buell Blast. They're shooting a movie. Where I normally film my reviews here at the Port of Los Angeles, they're shooting a movie or a TV show or something, so if you see me in the background, they keep driving these two scooters, and a guy with a MIG rig is hanging out the window, so who knows, maybe we'll be in the background of some movie or TV show or something. I don't know. I know they're filming some alien show down here that my mom saw on TV, and she's like, that's San Pedro, that's where Gaby is. Anyways, I digress. I've been in the motorcycle industry since I was a little kid. I started working at a very young age at my family's motorcycle supply performance shop, where we focused on street bikes and super bikes. I can take apart a GSXR 1000 and put it back together with my eyes closed. I have tore down and rebuilt so many bikes in my day. I started that at a very young age, working and learning about Japanese bikes. I have a little business here in Los Angeles where I buy and sell mainly Japanese street bikes and dirt bikes. This is going to be my first encounter with ever riding an American motorcycle. I'm excited to figure out some pros and cons, some similarities and differences, and share my thoughts with you.
Alrighty, let's hop on this puppy here. Now, the ground height, it's super low to the ground. I'm 6'1", and I mean, this is, it's very low to the ground. This is pretty cool. The muffler is down here, which I think is neat. It's the styling of the bike is pretty cool, I'll give you that. When I test drove this when I went to buy it, the previous owner was like, you really gotta smack it into gear. It's a Harley engine. I had no idea that you have to shift into first with authority on a Harley. I think that's really stupid. I've only put like 10 minutes of riding on this thing, and I don't like the gearbox at all. Leave the McLaren just chilling right there. The guy that owns this building drives a different supercar to work every day. He had his R8 over there a couple days ago, but I guess he's got his, what is that, 720, 5 something, 720, I don't know, supercars that much. Look at this. I'm just gonna take this off. One thing I will say about this bike, it runs a Harley engine, and Harleys are notoriously vibrating. This thing is ridiculous. This is running perfectly. This is just how these are. Can you guys see this? Look at this. Why? Why would anyone want this? It shifts so early. Like, the red line is so early. It feels like the red line's at like 200 RPMs. As soon as you get on it, it's already redlining. Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. Look at this thing, it's vibrating like a chihuahua. And the belt, dude, I don't like the belt at all. I don't like that belt feeling. I just filmed the opening of the sales video of this bike. I just showed some of the features of the bike, talked about some of the things. There's no real downside to this bike. There's no issues with it. With the sales videos, I really like to remove my own personal preference from the bikes and put myself in the shoes of the buyer, you know, someone who would like this, and the target demographic. I'm clearly not the target demographic for this. I put about 20 minutes on the bike at this point. I hate the gearbox. The first and second gear, just like, you gotta smack it into first, and then when you go up to second, you gotta smack it into second. Hate the gearbox. It's terrible. I don't know why you Harley guys like these gearboxes. I don't understand. Why do you want your bike to vibrate like a milkshake machine? What is the red line set at? 200? Why? Why? Why do you people like these? I will give it this. I will give it this. It looks really cool. It looks really cool. It is a very cool looking bike. I really like the aesthetic of it. I think it looks awesome. I hate the engine. I hate the gearbox. I hate the way the belt feels. I don't really like the seating position. I like the sound of the exhaust. I think the exhaust sounds nice. It's nice and quiet, but you can still hear plenty of the torque of the bike. The exhaust definitely sounds pretty nice. It's nice and quiet. You can still hear the torque of the bike. The bike itself is nice and torquey. Like a big glom. Alright, so it's clearly not designed for the corners. It's clearly not designed for the corners. I'm not even... dislike Harleys just because I'm some hater. They're poorly made. 70s and 80s, Japanese motorcycles were becoming more and more popular. And Harley was mad that Honda had a better marketing team. So the Harley is cornered by the better brands. Instead of making a better product that appealed to more people, making more affordable bikes that appealed to younger people, or doing something logical like that, they decided to be spoiled little brats and cry to the president, declaring it a matter of national security that we put a 49% tariff on all 700cc motorcycles coming into the United States. Conveniently, 700cc motorcycles just happened to be like one of their best-selling CCs that they were selling at the time. I hate that. I hate that mindset. Maybe it's because I'm a millennial, but I hate the mindset of big corporations saying that we're doing a bad job at running our company is now a matter of national security, so we need to write new laws to... That's just so stupid. That mindset drives me nuts. That's something right there. And I'm not saying that all other bike manufacturers from Japan are squeaky clean angels. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Harley has this reputation of being the best all-American, greatest motorcycles ever. Not to mention that their modern engines were helped developed by the Nazis over at Porsche. There's this like gusto. There's this, yes, if you don't like Harleys, you don't like America mindset, which is not the case whatsoever. I don't like whiny crybaby big corporations that get tariffs put in place because you have an outdated mindset, and instead of making your company better, you declare that it's un-American to not buy a Harley and to not like Harleys. And we still have this mindset. Whenever I say I don't like Harleys, oh my gosh, it's like the hold the presses. How can you like motorcycles but not like Harleys? What's wrong with you? How can you be an American and not like Harleys? This is a great country. America's a fantastic country. I just don't like the mindset of a crybaby corporation. Now, Harley's been trying to work on their image and appeal more to people like me because all of their patrons are dying off. So they come out with things like the Livewire, which is an interesting concept, but I think more of what younger people are looking for is a relevant motorcycle that's affordable and reliable. It almost reminds me of that meme with the guy with the skateboard, and he's like, "Hello, fellow kids." It's like that. Two extremes, just like unobtainably expensive boomer bikes that young people don't want anyways because they don't appeal to us. They're too expensive, they're unreliable, and maintenance on them is so expensive, and they're not fast. They're made for just cruising along. They don't corner very well. And then you have, how about a future bike that runs on batteries? You kids like batteries? I just don't like them. I just don't like Harleys.
Father, search my soul, take away my fear and doubt. All is back to find there. Father, cast it out. In Jesus' name I pray.
Gas in my nuts. I got gas in my nuts. I got gas in my life. I've been, you don't like